Alright, welcome to tonight's video on the review of trigonometry part 3. We're going to deal with trigonometric equations. So this first equation, remember here it says we're going to solve it between 0 and 2 pi, so that means it's going to be in radians, and it's only 1 for a full circle. So remember, if we have the trig function on one side and the number on the next, we'll solve for it since it's squared. First, we're going to divide by 2 to get cosine by itself, and then we can square root it. When we do that, we get plus or minus 1 over the square root of 2, and that angle is a pi over 4 angle. Since it's plus or minus, that means it's in every quadrant, so the reference angle is pi over 4. And remember, in the second quadrant, it's pi minus the reference angle. Third quadrant, it's pi plus the reference angle. And the fourth quadrant, it's 2 pi minus the reference angle to find the angle. So it's going to be pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4. Those are the 3 angles. The next one, you have 2 trig functions. Let's move everything to one side, so you get 0 equals 2 cosine squared minus 3 sine x minus 3. The cosine squared becomes 1 minus sine squared. So then you distribute the 2, and then 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Then you can divide by negative 1 to get the leading number positive. And then the factors of 2 that add to 3 are 2 and 1. So when I factor it, it's going to be 2 sine x plus 2, 2 sine x plus 1. And notice this one you can divide by 2, so you get sine x plus 1 and 2 sine x plus 1. And so the sine is equal to negative 1, and that happens at 3 pi over 2. Here the sine is going to be negative 1/2, and that is a pi over 6 angle, and the sine is negative in the third, so pi plus pi over 6 is 7 pi over 6, and 2 pi minus pi over 6 for the fourth quadrant is 11 pi over 6. Alright, so the next one, notice you have 2 trig functions, but if you move the sine x over, you get 2 sine x cosine x minus sine x equals 0. So now notice there's a common factor of sine x. And then you set each factor equal to 0. So here you get cosine x equals 1/2. Sine is equal to 0 at 0 and pi. The cosine is equal to 1/2 when it's a pi over 3 angle. That's the first quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, it's 2 pi minus pi over 3, which is 5 pi over 3. So those are your 4 angles. Alright, So there is an identity. Sine 2 theta is the same as 2 sine theta cosine theta. So now notice that both terms have a sign in them. So we're going to take out the sign, and we're going to go 2 cosine theta plus 1. And then you set each one equal to 0. So you get cosine theta equals negative 1/2. So the sign is 0 at 0 and pi. The cosine is equal to negative 1/2 in the second and third quadrant. It's still a pi over 3 angle. So it's going to be 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3, second and third quadrant. Cosine 2 theta is cosine squared minus sine squared. That's the identity. And then notice, since they're all cosine, we'll change this one. So it's cosine squared minus 1 minus cosine squared. Notice when you distribute the negative sign, and then you combine like terms, so you have 2 cosine squared, and then bringing this over 3 cosine, plus 2 plus 1 equals 0. So then when you multiply, you get the factors of 2 that add to 3 are 2 and 1. So it's 2 cosine theta plus 2, 2 cosine theta plus 1. Divide here by 2, so it's cosine theta plus 1. And then 2 cosine theta plus 1. So those are the factors. When you set equal to 0, you get cosine theta equals negative 1. Cosine theta equals negative 1/2. So theta is equal to pi, and it's also equal to 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. Those are your 3 answers there. Alright, so that concludes our video on trigonometric equations. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in class. Have a good evening.